Alright, dude, I'm trying to do an intro right now. Shut the fuck up.
Alright.
And we are back by not so popular demand. This is another exciting edition of the Swear Jar Podcast, where we take our words and shove them down your ear holes. My name is Joe. I'm together again with Nico and Jonathan, and we have a very special guest who flew all the way out from Canada just to be here. His name is Ty. Say hey, Ty.
Hi, everybody.
And I wanted to start off today's episode with something that I know we're going to talk about anyways, and I want to give myself a chance to defend myself.
Oh, God.
This happened a few weeks ago at work, and I wanted you guys to tell your side of the story. I'm going to tell my side of the story, and then we can let people decide what they want to believe. So, Jonathan, you can go ahead and take it away if you want.
What the fuck are we talking about?
Are we talking about the caterpillar incident?
If you guys want to call it that, then yes, we are talking about the caterpillar incident.
Alright, so we're talking about the caterpillar incident. Pretty sure it's probably the single most gayest thing I've ever seen in my life. And it was coming from Joe, Mr. Alpha Male. We were in the back room, and Joe just starts screaming, and he's just like running around with his hands in the air like, oh, get it off, and he had a little tiny green caterpillar on his shirt. And yeah, I don't know, it was gay.
Okay. Here's my version of what happened, alright? Normal day at work, okay? Doing what I always do, have an AK-47 in one hand, okay? Fistful of bacon in the other.
Yeah.
And I was getting my dick sucked.
Of course.
You know? Like always, doing squats.
Man things.
Man things. When a boa constrictor came up and attacked me, latched onto my shoulder, started to squeeze me. The girl that was sucking my dick got scared, and I was like, no, Miley, go back to doing what you were doing. So, make her keep sucking my dick. I grab the boa constrictor, okay, snap its neck, and then finish on her face. She likes it when I call her Hannah, but that's a little weird considering, you know, she was underage when she was on that show. And then I told her to get the fuck out. It was just another day at work, and that's just what happened. So all this talk about me being gay and jumping up and down because of a little caterpillar just isn't true.
I don't want to sound biased or anything.
Yeah.
I believe Joe on that.
The really funny part about this is the story's slowly grown each time I've told somebody about this. Like, at first it was a 3-inch caterpillar, and then all of a sudden it had teeth, which, you know, caterpillars do anyways. And then it turned into a 12-inch one, a python, and all of that you just heard.
No, dude, it's just I repressed some of those memories, you know? And like I didn't want to come out right away.
From all the adrenaline.
Yeah, exactly.
Blocks that shit out.
Plus, I didn't want to come out all the way and, you know, have all these people know my business, you know, about what I actually do at work, which is get my dick sucked and shoot off AK-47s like a boss.
Those are pretty personal things.
Yeah, I know. I don't need people knowing my business, dude.
Glad we started off this.
Then why do you yell about your business all the time?
I don't. Okay, I just wanted our 3 fans to know.
We have like 4 fans.
Okay, excuse me.
So
I wanted our 4 fans to know the truth before you guys came out and started spreading these vicious rumors about what actually happened.
I'm pretty sure I'm one of the fans too.
3 of them are in this room.
Yeah.
When I finally hear that first episode there, you'll have 5 fans.
Oh, exactly. So the other thing that I wanted to talk about, which we can't really avoid talking about because it's in the media everywhere right now.
Black people.
Black people, yes. Close. Ferguson.
Yeah.
So, what are you guys' thoughts on Ferguson? Be honest.
Who's Ferguson?
Are you fucking kidding me?
Ferguson, Missouri.
Ferguson,
Missouri.
Missouri,
riots,
that kid
that
got
black
shot.
Oh, the black kid that got shot.
Who's Ferguson?
Jesus Christ, who's Ferguson?
Jonathan is in charge of our podcast media center, so
Yes.
thank God for that.
Well, here's kind of what I'm thinking. You can't, whether you agree or disagree with the grand jury's decision, these people are talking about their homes not being protected and everything else, and then they go and burn down
buildings
and shit. And you can't protect your neighborhood by looting and rioting. And that's probably a small percentage of everybody who's actually there. There's probably mostly peaceful protesters, but the media is not going to show peaceful protesters. Nobody wants to see that shit.
There's no drama in it.
There's no drama, so they're not going to get ratings. They want to portray these people as illiterate, degenerate fuckheads, which as far as that goes, the father and the mother of the boy who got shot made shirts that says "gone too soon," but they used the wrong "to."
Just reinforces that ill education.
It's true, and I don't know whether you agree or disagree with the decision. There wasn't enough evidence, and I'm not saying that the officer was right in shooting him. I'm not saying that I think that he should have died, but with our legal system, if there's not enough evidence to indict somebody, you can't indict them. You can't try people by popular demand. That's not the way it works.
Because not enough evidence means you don't know if he's innocent or not.
Well, yeah, it's innocent until proven guilty, is what it's supposed to be now.
Mm-hmm. Well, and I don't think they'd be making such a big deal out of it if it was a black cop that shot him. But they make it into a race thing. I don't think it was a race thing.
It shouldn't be a race thing, but that's what it is. I mean, our country has a history of racism. A long history of racism. And as much as white people want to say there's no more racism left, there's a lot of racism left in the world, okay? In this country, there is a lot of racism, okay? And whether or not this should or shouldn't, which it shouldn't be, based on race, that's what it's become. And the way I can tell you that I know that is, you can ask 90% of white people who have no idea about this case. John, for instance. They don't know any facts, and you just tell them a white cop shot a black kid. Was he justified? They're going to say yes. Okay? You ask 90% of black people the same thing, they're going to say, no, that kid wasn't doing anything wrong, cops are assholes, and blah, blah, blah. And so it's not just white on black racism, it's black on white, it's black on brown, and brown on yellow. I don't know if that's politically correct, yellow. But,
black and yellow don't like each other.
Kids with jaundice?
Yeah. But that's just the way it is in our country now, and unfortunately, this is the result of it.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think a lot of it has to do with the system that officers are being trained into, because they're being trained to be assholes.
Well, because everyone has.
And they're like, hey, if you're coming into a scenario where this black kid's doing this, you're going to treat it differently than if it was a white kid doing that. They're trained to profile that way.
Well, there's that black guy on the interwebs that was talking about how, no one was there, so you don't know why he shot him, or it's all circumstance and blah, blah. Not the point. He said that black people, when shit like this happens, should be more mad at the black people before them that set up that poor stereotype of every black person's a drug dealer and a gangbanger. And he's not saying that there's no racist cops, because there are.
Yeah.
There's a fuck ton of racist people, but that they should be more pissed that stereotype exists, and that they should do efforts to clean up their own neighborhood so shit doesn't happen anymore, and all that kind of crap.
Well, that's part of the problem is I shouldn't say most, but a lot of low-income areas are heavily black.
Yeah. And
a lot of people just nowadays don't take any responsibility for themselves.
Or their neighborhood.
Or their neighborhood, or anything. So everybody's looking for somebody else to come clean up the streets, but you're asking the same people who you think are racist assholes
to come
clean up your streets. And it just... it makes no sense.
Yeah, accountability's kind of gone out the window in this generation. We notice it in our jobs, our daily lives, anything. Nobody will take blame or responsibility for anything.
Oh, yeah.
Whether they were responsible or not.
Oh, absolutely.
Yep.
The other thing that I wanted to say about this whole situation, we can leave the whole officer shooting the kid aside, is people saying that he should have shot him in the leg, or he should have shot him in the arm, or he should have done something like that. And I have a real problem with people who say those kinds of things. Just because those people have never shot a gun in their life. I'm a fairly avid shooter. Nico, you're a pretty avid shooter. Yeah. Jonathan, you've been a few times. I'm sure you've shot guns, We're not talking about trick shots here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Most police officers, unfortunately, are average shooters.
They rush them through like the academy and shit.
Yeah, they're average shooters.
When you train for the biggest target.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's why they encourage them to practice so much on the job.
Yeah, you
Well, that came out wrong, but it's not.
Okay.
You get what I mean? The other version.
They have to
He
train.
means shooting ranges.
Yes, they're required to train once a week with their firearms if they are going to carry one. That's true, okay? And it doesn't matter. Like, in order to hit a moving target, a kneecap, an arm, or something, you have to be pretty much an expert shot. And people don't realize you can't just get that through practice. Look at, it's the same as like a professional football player. Look at how many college football players and how many high school football players there are that never make it to the pros. That's the elite level. It's the same thing with shooting. There's very few people who are capable of being in that super elite level. And so that's why, yeah, you're trained for center mass. Okay, the other issue is if you try and start shooting knees or shoulders or arms or anything else, there's a good chance there's going to be a stray bullet that goes and hits somebody completely innocent, just an innocent bystander. And another thing people don't realize is when you're in a high-stress situation, your accuracy drops by up to 50%.
Yeah.
So,
if that, yeah.
So let's say I could hit a target on the wall a foot wide by a foot high, 10 out of 10 times. I'm hitting it 5 out of 10 times if somebody is coming after me and I'm scared.
Yeah.
And so I hate that argument is shoot them in the leg. It's so fucking stupid. I don't know.
Yeah, they just don't understand the difficulty of the situation.
Well, it's people.
There's so many variables,
Yeah.
you know, that take into account for those kind of things.
Yeah, it's people who have never shot guns in their lives, who are saying shoot them. That watch too many movies. They're saying shoot them in the legs.
Or play too many games.
Or play too many games.
Video games have definitely put a damper on that.
Yeah, they have.
Not every officer out there is John McClane, you know, like. It is Christmas time. I gotta drop my Christmas.
Yeah, you gotta do it. So that's my spiel on Ferguson.
I'm gonna change this to a happier note.
Oh, thank you.
Right.
I had to. We haven't met in a long time, and that's something that's going on right now. So I just wanted to touch on it.
I'm gonna hit a high note, and then there's gonna be an immediate low note. I found out someone we work with, y'all can guess who, is in a movie called Scooby-Doo and the Doggy Style Adventures.
Shut up.
Yeah.
It's the person everybody knows. Yeah.
Yeah.
And she said that she wasn't gonna do porn.
That's what I
It
said.
doesn't read like a porno, but the picture on the cover is a fat bald dude in a Scooby-Doo, you know, like those shitty plastic masks with like the strings around the neck?
Yeah.
So I'm guessing he's Scooby-Doo, and he goes on doggy style adventures.
What? What prompted her to do something like this?
I think it's because we always yell at her that.
We're always telling her it's going to happen
Yeah,
anyways.
Well,
So she's like,
I'll show them, I'll do it anyway.
I did predict though in a year she would be doing porn, and it's only been like 3 months since then, so
Out clean.
she's well on her way.
Like a good shit, out clean. Are you looking it up?
Are you looking it up?
Guys like me on his phone looking it up.
I'm trying to find that shit too.
Right? We should be able to at least know what we're talking about or what.
Yeah, dude, that's why it's nice to have this.
Like I said, it doesn't read like the description doesn't read like a porno.
It's called the Doggy Style Adventures.
Yeah.
So it's probably softcore.
Yeah, look at that fat guy.
Dude,
wearing
oh god.
that creepy ass mask.
Jesus. I don't.
Yeah.
How the fuck does she think she's gonna get famous doing a movie called Scooby-Doo and the Doggy Style Adventures?
You know, anything to fluff that portfolio.
I understand
And
that.
fluff a couple cocks along the
Also,
way.
she's a woman. Like, they need to inflate their ego by being in more things. They think more is better.
Well, I understand that, but would you put that on your resume?
No.
We'll see.
Scooby-Doo and the Doggy Style Adventures? Like, you're going in to audition for a part, and they're like, "Whoa, what have you done?" And she's like, "Scooby-Doo and the Doggy Style Adventures."
Yeah, even if, like, because obviously I haven't looked at it enough to know exactly what this movie's about or anything
It
like
doesn't
that.
matter.
Yeah. What is your first idea as a producer, caster, anything, when you hear that? Oh,
It's smut.
her getting rammed in the ass for countless hours.
Yeah.
Or bestiality porn.
Oh.
Like me some bestiality porn.
Well, yeah, we all know that. That's why I told you to move to Washington.
Do they do bestiality porn in Washington?
No, they just have the highest rate of bestiality of the 50 states.
Oh, that's sad.
Speaking of porn for just a moment, did you see the UK banned like all types of abusive porn? Spanking,
yeah,
all sorts of crazy stuff.
Choking and all that?
Yeah, choking, fisting,
Those are like the best kinds.
face sitting because you could suffocate.
What?
Yeah,
Oh,
all
that's
sorts of
just-
porn has been banned in the UK, and it was like the list. You're like, okay, I can see that. Wait, what? Like, I don't understand.
Yeah, but you can still get on the internet.
Yeah, no, it doesn't restrict viewing. It just what is made in that country.
Oh, okay.
They
Like
can't.
this.
Sorry, they can't make
sell
that
it or
kind
make
of
it?
porn. Yeah.
I got you.
Oh, that.
Yeah.
Who cares
But you
about
can
that?
obviously go to
How-
YouPorn or
how
whatever,
good is the
.UK
UK How good is the UK porn scene anyway?
You know,
According to Family Guy.
Before this, it probably wasn't any good.
usually it's just this weird fake taxi one that's floating around.
Oh, I've seen that.
I've seen that.
I was gonna say I've watched. Let's just say I've watched 100 UK porns, right? It's not really out of the ballpark, but I would say 10% of them that I've seen are like taxi porn. Like, I don't have money for my fare. Here's your fare. And it's just like, hold on. 90% of what I've seen is like really rough hand jobs, where she's just super mean and she says really hurtful things whilst smacking his cock. And like it's not okay, but it's not okay.
And then I sit there masturbating.
Do you feel really bad when you finish?
Not
Because
like
I've watched some pornos, okay, where I'm like, I can't believe I just jerked off to that.
where you just look down and you're just
Oh my
covered.
God. Too many
I've
times.
definitely
Too many
been on that
times.
thought train before.
Too many times.
I usually just use a sponge now, but whatever.
Oh
I
yeah.
think
More
most of the
absorbent,
time
makes
those
sense.
happen because I just give up searching for a good one.
That's true.
You
That's
know, because
true.
it's like, I've been doing this for 15 minutes. It's ridiculous. So you
Oh.
just pick whatever.
I'll spend
When
an
the-
hour sometimes
That's ridiculous.
looking at porn, and then I'm just like, fuck it. This wasn't even good as the one that I was watching like 20 minutes ago, but I'm horny now.
The art of finding a good porn video is just takes more time than the act itself now.
It's a skill.
Oh, yeah.
That should be a job. I would be so good at that
Right?
job.
Yeah.
Like people call me up and they're like, I want Asian women and something on a train. I'm like, dude, I got you.
Yeah.
It's called Chikon, and it's Japanese public sex.
If you would like to give me your email address, I will forward you the address.
Boom, that'll be $20.
Uncensored.
Well, because you got to think that $20 just saved him like 45 minutes worth of work.
Yeah, that's so worth the money.
It's totally worth it.
Yeah, dude. We're
Did we
starting
just
a new
stumble
business.
Oh my God.
FindYouPorn.com.
Tell us what you like.
That's what you like. We'll send you only good videos.
Porn tracker.
The Porn Huntsman.
Yeah. The Porn Huntsman. I like that one.
I'm alright with that.
Yeah.
Make t-shirts. Just all of us on horses.
With dildos as
Swords.
spears.
Spears.
Yeah. Spears.
There we go.
Got a G-string for the bow.
Yep.
It's a moneymaker, dude.
Look at that. We already got business. What the business does.
Brand label.
Brand label.
We're halfway there. All we need to find now is a bunch of lonely ass dudes in their parents' basement who don't have time to search for porn.
Did anybody knows a little bit of web design?
I'll get my brother-in-law to do it.
Oh no, you could just use shameless advertising, but Squarespace.com.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
There we go.
There you go.
Yep. And they do it all for you. You go, I need this. Okay, here you
Yeah,
go.
because all we have to do
They're
is
not a
just send them
sponsor yet,
links.
by the way.
Not sponsored.
Not yet. They're not sponsoring us yet.
If you want to be though.
Yeah.
You know, just...
Who would put their name on this?
Fuck you.
is my question.
People will put their name on anything with enough viewers.
Yeah.
Who would put their
So we gotta
name
get,
on
like-
this?
Because there's certain podcasts I listen to that are all about the crazy, raunchiest sex acts and anything. And it's like, Dollar Shave Club and
Okay.
shit like
Dollar
that.
Shave Club would sponsor the fuck out of anything.
That's-
Oh,
dude,
they're
yeah.
on every. I actually just ordered from Dollar
I'm
Shave
actually,
Club.
I'm part of Dollar Shave
Me
Club
too.
myself.
Yeah.
All right.
They're not an advertiser either yet. If you want to be, you can be.
You see the greatness of how we can throw some advertisements out there.
Yeah.
Definitely
And then
that's
you
not
cover the
good.
fact that they're not.
Yeah.
And then I try and like schmooze them. That's the jobs right now.
Suck
Well,
dick.
I'm glad we just told
Don't.
them.
I swear, the Dollar Shave guy will probably show up at my house. Like, you want advertisements?
I brought you $15 in razors. Get over here.
Which I will, because free razors are expensive, but
Fucking A.
I'm not gonna be proud of it.
I used a fucking cheap ass disposable razor on my face, dude, and it tore it up.
Well, let's see, like, what? I spent $9 a month.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing. 9.
It's 6 blade, like all super fancy.
Yeah, it's
and
6
everything.
4-bladed razors. $9.
And then I even got
a
that
month.
Dr. Carver's
And
Easy
you
Shave Butter.
can skip a month anytime you want. So like anytime they,
Okay, so if you don't
stack
shave
up
every
razors.
day.
Well, yeah, because like
Yeah.
me, I'm bearded most of the time. They do every other month.
Yeah, so
Okay.
I have it. Yeah,
So
The
I pay
thing
$9
is,
every
I
2 months.
rarely shave fully.
Yeah,
yeah.
I
This is
do
the
it on
first
my
time I've been. This is the first time I've been clean shaved in
You just.
probably 4 years.
Unless we're talking about your balls.
Yeah, I do shave my balls.
And with 6 blades, there's less room for you to get caught as you're shaving your balls.
Dude, 6 blades on my balls sounds scary as fuck.
It's actually the safest way, though.
Yeah, but come
It's-
on,
no,
man.
I don't blame you. It sounds scary as fuck.
That last.
Like, how am I supposed to shave my gooch?
Oh, they have a little trimmer one on the backside.
Oh, nice.
They got you covered.
Yeah, they got me
We're
covered.
talking about the executive.
That's fucking funny.
I'll see about doing a little soul patch right there.
I think you should
Tough
do like
sucker
a
dick.
Salvador Dali mustache.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea.
I'll do a Hitler.
It's a Charlie
Balls.
Chaplin. No.
Dude, girls love shaved balls.
Yeah, girls love feeling like they're with an 8-year-old boy.
Here's what I've told you before.
I'm shaved too. So.
Ask any girl.
I'm furry as fuck.
Ask any girl. Would you rather lick smooth nuts or hairy nuts?
She'll be like, I'd rather lick no nuts.
Yes. They say that, and then my response to that is, if somebody had a gun to your head and said, lick these smooth balls or lick these hairy balls, they're gonna pick the smooth ones.
And then I pull out my gun.
And then I say, get to licking. Anyways.
Oh, God.
Oh, not like this is really product placement or anything, but did you see that new Arby's commercial? Because they fucked up on the
The
deal with
Pepsi one? Yes! I watched that earlier today. That was
I-
fucking great.
Yeah, dude, I saw it on Reddit and I was like, oh.
I love that black guy that does the.
Bing Rams?
Yeah.
He's like, we have a contract with Pepsi to show them in 2 advertisements every year. Well, Arby's messed up.
So
So here it is. Pepsi. Smooth, refreshing. Get it at Arby's.
It goes good with roast beef
Yeah.
and other Arby's foods.
Yeah.
I laughed my ass off this
I
morning
did
watching
too.
that shit.
It's a new
Well
level of
played.
honesty
Yeah.
in
Well, yeah,
advertising,
well-
and I love it.
And that's what makes it awesome. Like,
Yeah.
you're gonna get so many more viewers because of how randomly honest it is.
Yeah.
And you never see that when it comes to marketing.
Oh, no, not at all.
They'd be like,
And
oh, we
it-
had
it
it. We were
did
just
lots
going to
of
air it at the end of the year because it's always like bullshit.
Yeah.
It was a Super Bowl ad, and then we realized that the Super Bowl's after the end of the year.
Yeah.
So we're gonna air it now.
Well, fuck.
Yeah, I saw that online today, actually, on Facebook, and I laughed my ass off. It was fucking great.
That's awesome.
NFL, Ray Rice, Adrian Peterson. They, lifted Ray Rice's band. Not like he's on any team right now, but they lifted his band. But they haven't lifted Adrian Peterson's. And I said this at work before. That kind of makes me feel like they're saying it's okay to hit your wife on camera in public, but it's not okay to hit your kid as like a punishment.
Yeah, the thing is, Ray Rice has been suspended the entire year.
Yeah,
Okay? So he
and he's a free agent now.
and he's a free agent. So he's been...
But he didn't get any pay, right, or anything.
He
like
didn't
that.
get any
Yeah,
pay.
so he got totally cut and lost.
Adrian
lots of
Peterson has
money.
been getting paid the whole time.
Because he's just been on.
He's been making
deactivated.
He's been making $600,000 a week. $600,000 a week to not play. He hasn't gotten an official suspension yet. He was on the exempt list until the court proceedings happened.
Didn't they come up with those new rules though that are gonna kind of fuck him over?
He won't play the rest of the year. I think he's not making money anymore. He's not getting paid anymore. By next year, he'll be on a team. Somebody will pick him up.
Make less.
He'll make significantly less. Significantly. You know, he's supposed to make, I don't remember, $12 million or something this year. Yeah, I don't know the exact numbers, but somewhere along those lines, some ungodly amount of money. He'll be making probably less than half, which is still an ungodly amount of money. But considering what he could have made.
But still, that Ray Rice shit with his wife fucking annoys the shit out of me.
Oh yeah.
The fact that I will let you know this: if I ever privately or on camera hit my wife to be in the face, I would have my throat slit.
Yeah.
Boom. And she'd be like, he came at me with a gun.
Yeah.
Bam. And they would believe her. Because she's little. She would never do that unless it was to... Yeah, she would.
Just toss a gun next to you?
Yeah.
Do that at me?
Squeeze my hand around the grip to get all my fingerprints and shit on it.
Yeah.
And she's like, they're taking away his dream, and then he fucking knocked you the fuck out and then dragged you out of an elevator.
But one quick thing, what did she say that pissed him off so bad just to level her? We talk about how it's totally inappropriate to hit women ever, but there's certain scenarios where I believe that it's probably okay. That scenario, no, most likely not. There's no reason. This giant black dude that lifts constantly and is stronger than all four of us combined.
Whoa, maybe 3 of us.
In any scenario, he shouldn't be hitting his wife.
Yeah,
it's not. Yeah,
but also it's not one of those things where it's just you shouldn't never hit a woman.
No, but it's not like she was coming at him with a knife or something. I would cold cock the fuck out of Courtney if she ever came at me with a knife. And I've told her that. Yeah, I'll never hit you for words or for mean things. You ever try and cut me, I'll deck you in the face.
I mean, even that's fine with a knife or something like that. Yeah, hit her. If she was just came at you and started punching you,
no,
you wouldn't hit her. You might try and restrain her.
Yeah,
but she's little. It's not like she's gonna do any damage to you.
Especially if you're Ray Rice.
Especially if you're Ray Rice.
If I was Ray Rice, dude.
Yeah. The thing with Ray Rice though too is with her anyways, he just wants to get on with his career and blah 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 blah. It begs the question how much in it for the money is she?
Probably
because she married him after this. How many women would marry a guy
that just decked him
in the face, knocked him out, not just hit him, knocked her the fuck out and dragged her out of an elevator?
But you saw when she came out she just did a thing on Nancy Grace or something.
Yeah.
One of those shows, where she was like, oh, it's my fault and I love him and blah blah.
It's my fault.
I shouldn't have been talking. She didn't want to press charges or anything.
Yeah, because I feel like they were engaged. Mm-hmm. She wants the money.
Yeah, she'd make more money.
He just found out that's why he punched her.
Yeah, no, I
tried to steal all my money.
Once he got out of that shit, he should have left her.
Oh, obviously, yeah.
But I mean, most women who marry sports stars.
Well, anyone famous.
Yeah, anyone famous.
Anybody.
Yeah, anybody famous.
I almost feel sorry for famous people, man.
Why do you think they get divorced every 2 years?
Yeah.
Oh, this one's different. No,
I said almost.
And I don't think there was a prenup.
Well, what's his name?
I don't know if Ray Rice knows what a prenup is.
Probably not.
Probably can't even spell it. Not because he's black, because he's an idiot.
And because he's black.
I was laughing because he's black.
Well, you know that Peyton Manning's wife had to marry him for the money, because who the fuck wants to stare at that huge-ass forehead?
Oh, you're making $90 million? Yeah, we can get married.
Yeah. And she's like, thanks.
I love you, baby.
Screaming Omaha in the bedroom.
You know how fucking Phillip Rivers has 12 kids?
Who's Phillip Rivers?
The quarterback for the
San Diego
Chargers.
Oh, yeah.
They're super Mormon or something. I don't know all the facts, but he has 11 or 12 kids, and That's insane. His wife must be so busted at this point, dude. Could you imagine popping out that many kids out of one vagina?
It bounces back.
They got injections.
After 12?
Yeah, just like inject some Botox in there. And...
After 12. Like, I can see it bouncing back if you, like, you know, work at it a little bit after
she just
a couple.
does that, like, Kegels constant.
Yeah. Dude, I even do Kegels. Strengthens your dick.
All day, every day.
If you flex your butthole and your wiener, you know, your wiener jumps up when you flex your butthole.
Yeah.
That's a male.
See my beer can moving?
Yeah, I did. I'm impressed. Yeah, it's like a cock exercise. I've been doing them this whole time.
I don't know what you guys have been doing. That's time wasted.
Yeah.
No, dude. There's no amount of Kegels in the world that can tighten up a chick that...
Agreed, but I think it was that way after the first child. When that child comes through and tears the vagina and everything, it's wrecked then. The rest of them don't keep adding on to it.
They just start falling out?
Yeah.
Is that what happens?
Well, now she just gives birth. It's like the, I didn't even know I was pregnant, random TLC show.
Oh, Jesus.
God.
The baby just falls
Why
out
are you
of this
watching that?
I don't know. Why do I watch anything on TV?
Oh, my girlfriend makes me.
So we'll have conversation.
Oh, that reminds me actually of something that happened to me the other day. I was talking to a producer at a major news station here in the city we live in. She was a friend of mine back in the day. She just moved back into town, and she hit me up on Facebook. And she told me what she was doing and everything else, and how she was a producer now for a news station. And I said some comment like, maybe you guys should start putting news on. And so her response was, I doubt you even watch the news. And I said, well, I don't anymore because it's become so feminized that it's not relevant to me anymore. Like, it's all just for women now. And she said, you hit the nail on the head. She's like, our demographic is working women 24 to 35. That's our demographic. That's who we try and get to watch. And I said, yeah, that's why I don't watch it anymore. I go, stick to the cooking tips and the lost dog stories, and you'll be fine, basically. And she was talking about how, like, everything has changed and everything else. And I said, yeah, everything has changed. I'm not mad about it, but everything has become so feminized. So feminized. The news, if you look at any TV show now, like any sitcom, what is there? A smart wife with a couple of kids and a dumb, bumbling idiot father.
It's kind of close, though.
Wow, yeah.
Any of these channels. And all that's what these news stations are catering to. And she said it's because statistically, the research that's done is women control their husbands, and that's why they control the remote. And that's why that reminded me of that, is because your girlfriend probably made you watch that. Is that what you were going to say?
It's true. Like, when you do, like, you brought up a point that I had never even, like, thought about, ever. But when you watch most sitcoms now, like, in tons of shows, or it's even where you're lying, but it's like, oh, single white female. Like, it's just, sorry, different reference than what I'm saying. But, like, it just shows where it's about, like, a newly single white girl, and it's all hilarity ensues because she lives with, like, 3 dudes or random stuff, you know?
Single female lawyer.
But that's everything today, advertising, you know, media is all geared towards women. So they feel like if you can get a woman to watch, you can probably get the man to watch. By default.
Yeah, kids, anything. And if they gear it towards, if they get any kids to watch, it's just like, Mommy, Daddy, can I have this?
Yeah.
And what are you most likely going to do in this generation? Not tell your kids no.
I got told no a lot.
It's like I'm not the one that watches the news, like, between me and her, but it's because I don't give a shit about the little girl. I think we talked about this last time. I don't really remember the little girl that got cut up.
Oh yeah, the one up the street.
Kidnapped.
Oh yeah, the one
kidnapped
around
and cut
here.
up and all that. And like, she was glued to the TV. And like, did you hear that they found her like right up the street? And I was like, yeah. And I kept doing what I was doing. She was like, I can't believe someone would kidnap a little girl like that and then like molest her and cut her up. I'm like, yeah, shit's fucked up. Like, does this bug you at all? No. And she got like really pissy about it and told me I was like a monster or something.
Well, and I kind of, like, it's weird to see when people get attached to things like that on the news. Because it's like, there's enough fucked up shit out there that I don't need to keep adding more to it all the time. Or
Yeah.
follow these things.
Yeah.
But if you're gonna have a news station, you should at least put on something that's relevant.
Yeah.
You know, and I told her too. It's like, I understand that the news is still a business. It's still a TV show. You have to get viewers, get advertisers, so you get a paycheck.
Mm-hmm.
I get it. I don't have to agree with it, but I understand that's why you guys have to do these things. But yeah, their demographic, I think she said 24 to 35. And yeah, working women, 24 to 35. And that's who they're focused on.
This is why I get all my news from the BBC.
I love British broadcasting.
Well, that's better than what most people get their news from, which is Facebook memes.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, God.
Speaking of Facebook memes and the news, we're combining these.
Yeah, good job.
Anyone notice how they just stopped talking about Ebola on the news?
Yeah, I haven't actually heard an article or anything. I've
Makes
only
you-
heard jokes.
Makes you think what they've been covering up.
I saw
Or they
a
could be
Facebook
getting ahead of
meme
it.
about this.
So I kind of hear that this podcast is secretly a conspiracy podcast as well.
Do you
It's
want
everything.
to give your conspiracy theory? Go ahead.
No, I don't actually have one. But Nico sounded like...
Okay.
What was that one I told you the other day? Or, I think you told me and I told him. The blind black piano guy.
Stevie Wonder?
Yeah, that group of people that think that Stevie Wonder isn't actually blind. It was just a practical joke that got out of hand.
I think that's true. Okay.
You don't believe that Michael Jackson touched kids, but you believe that Stevie Wonder's just an asshole who made a joke that went too far.
I don't think Michael Jackson touched kids either.
Thank you. Michael Jackson.
I think
was
it was
a good
parents. I think he was crazy, but I don't think he touched children. I think kids went over there to hang out, and parents were like, "What? Why is this guy want to hang out with my kids?
Man.
Let me make up the story so I can be rich as hell."
Yeah.
Because people are inherently greedy.
Okay.
Okay, I accept that argument.
I don't really
My
care.
argument is better. Michael Jackson was the voice of a generation, and he could never, ever touch a little kid. He just really liked water balloon fights. Okay?
And Ferris wheels.
So
And
if
Ferris wheels.
if we go with that logic, then with all of the new random stuff that's been floating around the internet lately, is allegedly Bill Cosby is a serial rapist.
Yeah, oh, dude.
There has to be some truth to that.
I
okay?
totally believe that he is a serial rapist.
Okay, I don't know. I think some of those women whose careers have declined
Well, yeah, but
jumped on
hey,
the bandwagon.
I
Like,
wanna-
I knew
I
Bill
wanna-
Cosby back in the day.
But how could you not be that influential and famous at the time to not take advantage of that? You know?
Yeah, and I think some of them were probably... He took advantage. I don't think he raped some of them.
Yeah.
You know?
No, well,
but
apparently it was
just like, I'm Bill Cosby, suck my dick. Yeah, chicks are gonna suck his dick.
Well, apparently it was being drugged, and then things would happen from there.
Yeah, and I think some of that probably happened.
Yeah.
I think some of it was he was a famous millionaire
Yeah.
who wouldn't suck Bill Cosby's dick.
Yeah.
Some of it, and it could have been. I think I told you guys. There was some stand up that he did. I think in the '70s, and he was talking about Spanish Fly.
Oh, yeah.
it's like a 5 minutes spiel
Yeah.
about Spanish Fly, and how you ask these young guys what Spanish Fly is, and they're all about it and everything else, and then something about sucking on his pudding pop or something like that. I don't remember. But yeah, I think some of those women are probably justified in saying they were raped, because you can't get that many people together without some of them being truthful.
Right. Well, yeah.
The smart thing though about Bill Cosby is he stayed silent about the whole situation.
At this point, even if he were to be convicted, nothing would happen to Bill Cosby.
No, I'll tell you what's going to happen. He's going to start some foundation for
Probably
women who are been sexually abused, and then he's going to say, oh, I love my wife and everything else, and then he's going to go fucking retire and never be a part of anything again,
settle out of court, shell out some of his millions.
Yep.
But
yeah, that's. I think he's worth like $350 million.
yeah,
I mean, he's one of the richest celebrities there is.
It's because of the Cosby Show.
Well, when you look at
And-
it, that in syndication, he
yeah.
was one of the greatest comics of his time.
Yeah.
Like,
Ghost Dad.
Plus all the advertising.
Where's
Ghost
the-
Dad was sick.
Isn't there one where he's like a robot cop thing or something like that too? I can't remember. I was like 5, but
I can't take the whole thing seriously at all, and it's not like it's not like he didn't do it or he did it. I don't care who he touched. He didn't touch me, so I'm fine. is when I was in like middle school, I used to play this shitty game on my computer where you played as Bill Cosby and you had to spend your money to buy cameras and pudding. And you lure people over with pudding, and then you bash them over the head with a camera, and you have to bury them in your backyard, and you get more money out of their pockets and stuff like that. So you could buy more pudding and cameras, because your camera would break. And then people would, if you didn't keep digging the hole deep enough, your neighbors would complain about the smell of all the dead bodies.
That's a real game?
Yeah.
What year was this?
Like 98? No, it was probably 2000. I don't know. Either way, I can't take anything Bill Cosby seriously now because I just picture because it's his real head put on a cartoon body and it just bobbles. And every time you put out the pudding, they take his real voice and go, the pudding! And then just fucking wham! But you gotta hit him fast or else they eat the pudding and you lose the pudding. So.
Was this on the computer?
Yeah.
That's what I thought.
Do you remember what it was called?
I think it was called Bill Cosby's Pudding Bash or something like that.
I want to download that. That sounds amazing.
You can probably still find it on like addictinggames.com or something.
Yeah.
It might have been on Addicting Games or E-Bombs World or one of those old
that one,
sites.
if it was like that, it was probably E-Bombs World. Or was that Newgrounds is one of them?
Yeah.
Newgrounds is good.
Yeah.
Newgrounds is still around.
It is, and so is addictinggames.com.
Yeah, I go on
that
there
place is
daily.
so...
Coffee Break, I think was one of them.
Yeah.
You know which one I really liked was Steak Death.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, old
I forgot about that
school.
one.
Dude, yeah.
And Joe Cartoon.
Yeah.
Frog in the blender and the fucking... Fuck.
Memories.
Oh, here it is. It's called Bill Cosby's Fun Game. And it's, offer pudding and hit them with a camera. If anyone wants to play it.
That is awesome.
Funnygames.biz.
I'm gonna look that up.
Which is also a adult porn video game website for free porn games.
Really?
It's
Play those?
huh?
They have
Every,
some
like,
weird
fuck
shit.
chick? You like fuck chicks?
It's
like...
weird. It's like they have a lot of furry stuff and
Oh, so weird shit that you can't do yourself.
Yes.
Which is pretty much
You can
everything
be
I
furry.
fantasize about.
dude, you can rent a
No,
furry
I
costume.
mean, yeah.
If you go down
I used to
on-
actually have a panda outfit.
Yeah, see?
You had a Shut up.
It was a
Were you a furry?
No, I wasn't a furry.
Oh!
I bought it for otherwise this conversation would have got a whole lot.
Yeah.
Sorry to disappoint.
So there I was, the furry con.
I bought it as a Halloween costume when you're on eBay for like $80.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
They
Can I have that?
It's not in existence at this point.
Oh.
I gave it to my little brothers because they wanted to be a panda for Halloween one year, and then.
I was gonna say I could go to some fucked up like
No.
underground.
No, there's a place
shit.
that I can tell you guys about later. That my friend of mine's bar. It's a gay bar, but they have furry parties like once a month there.
Do hot chicks go?
I don't know. I've never gone. I just heard about it because my roommate used to work there.
I want to. If there's hot chicks that are into that shit, I will dress up like a bear and fuck the shit out of some shit.
Why a bear? Never mind.
Bear?
Why
Why
dress
bear?
up like my greatest nemesis, the python?
Dude, no. Okay. I have an irrational fear of bears. Okay.
So if I get to dress up like
So
one
if I
and
get to dress
fuck
up
women,
like one and fuck chicks, like I'll be the dominant bear. Which is why everybody asks me, like, why do you need to carry a gun? What if a bear strolls through your living room? Then what? Then you're fucked.
I got mine in my car.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
I got a pistol in my truck too.
No, well, you can if you go to the Halloween store on Colf or
Mhm.
yeah, you can rent a furry costume for like $30. You would probably want to disinfect the
No,
fuck
I don't
out of
want
the
to rent
inside.
a furry costume.
You might be able to get one cheap. I know where the place he's talking about, but they also rent like you can get like Victorian like straight up movie set type costumes.
Uh-huh.
You can rent from there.
I don't want to rent a suit
no.
that somebody else probably fucked a chick in that I'm gonna fuck a chick in.
Hey, it's dry clean only, which means it's dirty.
Pretty much.
Shit.
Oh God.
That's a Mitch Hedberg joke there.
I need another beer.
Yeah, dude.
That was
America.
That
Ty,
was the
so
silence.
tell us about Canada, man. How's it up there?
You guys all think it's stereotypes, but we do love hockey.
Yeah,
Extremely nice to each other.
I bet. How's
It's
the
not
weather up
bad.
there? Is it pretty cold up there right now?
Yeah, right now especially.
Yeah.
Yeah, it gets chilly going on right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's nice. I enjoy it. It's a little bit like Colorado every now and then.
Yeah. Mounties on horses, like, running around, shit.
Oh, I wish I could tell you that was true.
Yeah. That'd be awesome. every time I think of Canada, I think of South Park. Like, the way they depict Canada is exactly what I think Canada is like.
Canadian Devil.
Yeah. Just Canada, like, Mounties riding horses, and you all have, like, half heads, like, where you talk, like, it's, like, split right down the middle. Yeah.
It's all Terrence and Phil.
Yeah, exactly. You're all just, like, farting on each other and like, making uncle fucker jokes, everything else.
Everyone wears a toque.
Yeah.
Well, it's not far off. I do it with my hand.
That's what I always thought. All they drink is just cups of maple syrup.
No, but you do take maple and put it on the edge of your hockey stick and do it on ice, and it makes kind of like this little popsicle treat thing.
Shut up.
Like a frozen maple syrup popsicle?
Kind of, yeah.
That sounds disgusting.
That does sound awful.
It's because Canada doesn't have anything good, so they're like, oh,
You're
sugar?
thinking of American pancake syrup. You got to get some real maple syrup, the $8 a jar stuff.
Fuck that.
Yeah, fuck Canada. $8 for some maple syrup?
Well, here it's $8. There it's free.
Did you know?
It's like rations. The government hands it out.
It's like it's their version of government cheese.
You don't get food stamps. You get some maple syrup and a hockey stick. Go fuck yourself.
Did you know? I don't remember if I ever told you. In Canada they have a maple syrup reserve, and it's their Fort Knox. It is literally where they store maple syrup, which is their...
Just in case, like, a maple syrup epidemic, like...
No, because it's their biggest export.
Shortage happens?
It's their biggest export.
Oh, okay.
So it's like their gold to them.
Okay.
But they have a literal building full of syrup that's guarded by military. Well, Canadian military, so like dudes with hockey sticks. And then someone did a heist on it.
They went and stole maple syrup.
They stole maple syrup. I don't know how long ago this was. I was reading the article on it. Some dudes literally in Canada were like, fuck this, man. I'm tired of living in poverty, eh? And like, their big shot was like, let's go steal the syrup from the reserve. They'll never see it coming, eh? Fucking true story.
And what did they do? They sold the maple syrup? Was there any way to track?
Black market.
The black market maple syrup sales, or what?
A lot of people don't know, but because Canada is technically, like part French, they put little bits of saffron in their syrup. You could trace that shit anywhere.
Yeah.
Saffron ain't cheap.
Is that true?
I don't fucking know.
I was like...
They really do that shit?
Only the Quebec quarter is French.
Okay.
Jesus Christ.
That's the other thing I do with Canada is everyone in Canada is French.
No, Quebec is the only province to mandate that you have to have English and French. You learn it from once you start going to school.
Oh, really? Because there's so many French Canadians?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's where a majority of them are in Quebec.
What's the province over Washington State?
It's Vancouver, British Columbia.
Vancouver?
Well, is the city right there, but British Columbia is the province.
Because I think that's the only part of Canada I've ever been in.
Yeah, probably when you were there, they didn't require passports back then.
Well, I was little, so they didn't require them for me at all.
Dude, I don't get why people want to travel out of the country at all.
Well, same here.
Like, I want to go to fucking India. Like, I know some people that went to India, and I'm just like,
me too.
Why do I want to fucking go see Habib fucking kick a rock around? Like, I live in the greatest country in the world. I can watch that shit on Discovery Channel from the comfort of my own home. I don't need to go somewhere to see poor people.
I don't know if I would want to go.
You know?
You just gotta drive Colfax. Right?
Yeah, shit.
All the like $1.99 fucking hotel rooms.
Hell yeah.
For me, I'd want to visit other first world countries.
Yeah.
I would never want to go to a third world country because I'm like, I like amenities and I like not having diseases.
I would like to take a shit in your restroom without getting gout.
No, exactly. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why people go to... That's the thing. I don't know why people travel to poor countries. Like, why are you going to go to Thailand?
Or Africa.
Or Africa.
Well, you go to Thailand because you want to fuck little boys, but...
That's honestly...
Or you want drugs.
And you know this, how?
Have you not seen the beach?
Well, No, I would probably go to a bunch of first world countries. Britain, even though their laws are stupid. Japan, definitely.
Oh, I'd go to Japan just because I want.
I would buy the panties out of the vending machine just to say I did.
Yeah,
and save a little bit.
Well, you'd have to buy two. One to bring home to be like, oh, look what I bought as a novelty, and the other one to be like,
it's still in the package.
The other one.
Yeah, I left it in the package. It's a novelty.
Yeah.
The other one to keep in my back pocket at all times in case I get
Exactly.
stressed at work. Yo, go look at the back. No, but I would probably go to one super shitty country that has one of those big ass marketplaces, so I could buy a whole bunch of like stuff that's not allowed in the U.S. and try and ship it back.
I want to buy fireworks and meth.
No, did I get
Heroin.
firework?
Heroin.
I can get all those on Colfax, just like looking at poor people like that.
That's true.
No, you gotta hit up like any of those Eastern European poor
I wouldn't
countries.
want to go to like Russia or anything though, dude.
I kind of want to. Well, if you were to go to like Moscow or St. Petersburg, it is ridiculously awesome in those places. I don't know if I'd want to go now, being American, but
Yeah,
Like,
that's the thing.
that's all you do is you get on your backpack. You just put a Canadian flag on there, so they all think you're from Canada, and everybody loves you.
And it's not like you have to talk any fucking different.
Yeah, and you
Canadians
can
sound the
keep
same.
almost your exact.
You just have to say a boot.
Yeah,
They don't know the difference.
just throw an A all the time.
Yeah. Hey.
Where were the two gay Canadians? Oot and a boot having boot sex. So, there was some dude. Well, I'm gonna step back. It's in another state. There's a house that went under foreclosure. Bank took it back. The bank went under, and so no one technically owned the house at that point. So the dude, who was like he's like some 40-year-old black guy, read through the laws, and there's actually things saying like if there's like no one owning a property or house at all, you can technically buy a sheet of paper that's like $15, fill it out, and the house is yours. So he got the house for like $15, and he has to wait like a year. So he owns it technically, but he has to wait a year for it to get finalized.
Uh-huh.
So he just like moved in with like some lawn chairs and like something to cook food on and all that shit, and he lives there now. All the people in his neighborhood are like super fucking pissed off because he bought a house there for $15. They all happen to be white, because it's a nice neighborhood. It's like a $300,000 to like $400,000 house range. Like it's a nice house.
Damn.
Yeah.
So they're all on the news and they're like, they make some good points. Like, well, you know, it kind of sucks because we all had to pay like a shit ton of money to live here. He comes in for $15 and gets a house. But they all have this tone to their voice.
If it would have been a white guy, we would have been fine with it. Yeah.
Yeah, because they're like, he can work a job and get money. And like, he has a job. Like, he has money. He just happened to spend $15 on a house to live there.
Like, that would make me a little bit jealous, but at the same time, I'd just be like, good for him.
Dude, I would have brought him a gift basket
You know
and
what
been
I mean?
like, teach me.
Yeah, right?
Let's
Like,
find houses
Show
together.
me
Yeah.
your ways.
But
That's crazy.
It's the dude foreclosed on his house. The bank fucking sucked ass, apparently. So, if it's up for grabs, I would have spent $15 on that shit.
Well,
Yeah,
anybody
yeah.
would have. It just so happens that guy
Was the
knew
one?
the law.
Bam.
It is what it is.
Because he's weaving his way through mortgages, and he's weaving his way around, like, any of that shit, really. So all he really has to pay is, like, upkeep and utilities and that kind of shit.
Property tax, whatever.
After that year, because he doesn't have anything turned on at the moment. Like power or any of that shit, because
Oh, so he's just living there and like cooking on a propane grill every day.
yeah, he has like one of those little I don't know what they are. I think he has a generator, like one of those electric
Oh,
generators.
okay, good friend then.
So that brings up a random question on my point, or on my side. What would he pay on property tax then? Like
Whatever
does
the
he-
property is worth.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
worth
goes by
is
what
worth-
it's worth.
Okay.
It's what it's worth, not what you actually pay.
Well, I kind of
So-
figured because that's what they changed. Because it used to be, like when you paid your car taxes. Like if you bought a car from somebody and you put $1 on there, you're paying the cheapest taxes. But Colorado recently reformed that a few years back to where it's the worth of the car, and that's where your taxes come from.
Yeah.
You know, or it's like under like a tiered thing.
Yeah,
So-
exactly. Yeah, he would pay what's actually worth.
Yeah, I wasn't sure because not being a homeowner or anything, I've never had to deal with any of that
and
stuff.
living in Canada.
Yeah. We don't pay taxes.
Yeah.
So it's like Oregon.
Yeah.
The government gives us everything for free.
Syrup.
Healthcare.
Hockey pads.
Our government gives us healthcare-ish. As long as you pick the bronze, silver, or gold package.
They require you to have it by law and then make you pay for it.
Yeah.
Even if you can't afford it.
And that's the thing, like, you're required by law to have car insurance.
Yes.
That's different than healthcare. That's the argument people use. Oh, you're required by law to have car insurance. It's like, my own healthcare is only gonna fuck me over.
Yeah,
I'm not, like, if I get in an accident with somebody...
If I were to run up and punch you, my healthcare isn't gonna pay for you.
No.
Like,
No, it's not. It's
You know?
not having healthcare is a choice, and the entire thing is a Ponzi scheme. It is. You're having young people pay for old people, and then feasibly in the future, young people paying for us.
Yes.
But they've already come out and said that Social Security isn't even going to be around mean you were eligible for it.
No,
Yeah.
it's absolutely not. I have a 401k.
Well,
I put 9% of my paycheck in my 401k
if you're putting
because
your
I'm that
trust,
scared.
if you're putting your trust in the system, then you're already fucked.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, Casey was saying, because Casey's, stupid smart at economics and shit.
Yeah.
One of his teachers told him that the way the U.S. government pays for Social Security, because they've kind of run to a weird point in the system where it's like they're spending out more money than they're actually receiving.
Yeah.
mhm.
Is that they literally take money from themselves and give it to themselves. So the way you described it was, it's like taking your wallet out of your left pocket and putting it in your right pocket. Which is fucking stupid.
Oh my
Like,
God.
I'm not even, I failed economics once. I got a D in it the next time I took it. I am not economically sound at all. I even know you don't it's like paying a credit card with a credit card. It's fucking stupid.
That's exactly what it is, and that's what Social Security is. And now that Social Security's failing, we have another system in place that's exactly like Social Security, which is the Affordable Care Act.
Mhm.
Because I won't call it Obamacare.
Yeah.
The
Yeah,
Affordable
yeah.
Care Act.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what it is. You have healthy people paying for sick people, and then the next generation will pay for us and everything else. And it's the same as, like, you go into the store and buy a Red Bull. You want to buy a Red Bull, okay? If you don't have $3 for a Red Bull, you don't get the Red Bull.
Oh,
That's the way capitalism works.
Yeah.
I got Red Bull in the fridge.
Yeah. But that's what I'm saying. You can't afford insurance? Sorry.
And what I told Casey about the whole thing is like, cut Social Security and let it run for the people who are using it right now. All that money right now.
But what about the people who are about to retire in like a year?
They should have thought of that ahead of time. Fuck them. Not the point.
You're talking about our parents, basically, who were in 10 years supposed to collect Social Security.
Make a fucking 25-year point or something
Okay.
like that, right? Like,
Yeah.
no, I'm not saying like this year anyone who's eligible, that's who gets it. No, but like
25 years. Yeah, that would make sense. Like, anybody, this is the cutoff date, you better start fucking planning now.
because 25 years right now for someone who's 25 years out from retirement,
Mhm.
right? That's still enough time to make a lot of money. But what they should do is, instead of having fucking Social Security where I'm paying for someone I've never even met before, is do the same fucking thing, take the same amount out of my paycheck every month
But put in an account for me.
for personal.
That's what I thought it was originally when I was a
Well,
kid.
I was gonna say the exact same point that Nico just brought up was it should be like your Social Security should be a 401k basically.
It should be a forced 401k.
I look at just to keep like the government say, okay, you guys are being like irresponsible as fuck. Like we're gonna do this so you're not fucking a burden on us when you're older, you know.
Boom, and it's my money that's taking care of me when I'm old.
And plus, you could do like a 401k where you could choose: do I want like a high risk,
Yeah.
high risk, high reward,
All
or
of
do I
mine
want
is-
low risk, low reward?
Let me tell you, all of mine is in stock for the company that we work for,
Mm-hmm.
and I've been making 12%.
Well, and the stock just keeps going up.
Yeah, I've been making 12% on my
I
investment.
still have to sign up for that.
You really need to. Because,
And
again,
especially-
Social Security's not going to be around. I put 9, which it hurt at first. I put 9% of my paycheck in. And it hurt.
Yeah.
But it's before taxes. So
Yeah,
it
which
actually,
is-
it's
yeah.
not as bad.
And you
It's not as
get
bad.
used to that after a while. It's like
After
when
the first, 6 months, it's like, this is how much I make now.
Yeah. No, you don't even think
And
about
that's it.
That's why, like, with my accounts, the way I have mine set up is, like, my paycheck gets direct deposited into X amount goes into savings, X amount goes into my checking. Now my paycheck is this much.
Yeah, you don't touch your savings. I do the exact same thing.
Well,
and then emergency comes up sometimes. You know, you gotta take $100 or
and companies
$100
that let you do that make it really easy.
Yeah.
Like, you can just go online and be like, no, I want to make it $50 now.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, like, if you know it's Christmas time, I don't want to put as much money over
there. And
so.
Even our 401k, it's that easy. If, like, let's say you're going through a rough patch, and you want to go from 9%, and you want to say, all right, just take out 2% for a little while, for a few weeks, until I can catch back up, and then go back to 9. It's literally the click of a mouse. It's that easy now. You don't have to talk to anyone. You don't have to go on the phone. It's like a little. It's 2 clicks.
And nor should it ever be harder than that.
No, I completely agree.
Like, if you want people to be able to take care of themselves or invest or set up money, you are gonna have to make it as easy as possible.
The government wants people dependent on them.
Yeah. Otherwise, you don't need the government.
Yeah.
And what are they there for at that point? You know.
Being bankrupt. Is what our government's there for.
We're not. We can operate in a deficit indefinitely.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because we print money.
Yeah.
Well, but it's just like you think about big banks like J.P. Morgan or other places. They're too big to fail.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
That's what the U.S. is. At this point, they're too big to fail. No country could afford for the U.S. to go under. People are like, oh no, we're going to own, like, China's going to own us, blah, blah, blah. Like, no. It'll never happen because they need us to be the way we are.
They will overtake our economy, though.
Yeah. Well,
as far as number one in the China's going to be number one by 2016, I think.
It doesn't help that the U.S. doesn't export shit anymore. Like,
no, we import fucking everything.
Well, the thing is, we consume so much.
Yeah.
Well, that's what we are. We're a consumer society.
Exactly. It's the days of you used to have a TV. You know, you'd buy one TV. It would break. You would go have it fixed. Mm-hmm. Now your TV breaks. You're like, I'm gonna go get a new TV.
I can spend $400 to get it fixed, or I can spend $400 for a bigger TV.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And I'll opt for bigger because I like porn. And nowadays, you can plug your computer straight into your HDMI jack.
Yeah.
And watch your porn on like a 70, 80 inch screen TV.
You can watch it through your fucking PlayStation or your Xbox.
Some of the TVs themselves, you can go straight to the internet now.
Yeah, you buy a smart television and it has all the apps that your phone has. Like,
God, I love porn.
Even Sony's putting out PlayStation TV, where it's just like, oh, we'll stream games in this little tiny box for $80. You buy it and you can use it as a DVR. You could use it to play like PS1 and PS2 games. You can use it for.
Apple's doing that too.
Yeah.
And theirs are their TVs. They're nice.
I can't afford an Apple TV.
Oh God,
that's why you
I will be able to in about 3 years.
That's why you go Google and you just get a Chromecast.
Yeah.
Because I have a little button on the new updated thing, though I just press this button, it puts my phone on my TV.
Yeah. That's crazy.
I didn't buy my TV. I got one about this big.
Yeah.
Maybe a little smaller. But I got it as a gift for moving out of my parents' house. It was like, thank God you moved out.
And now you're back.
And now I'm back. What's up, Mom and Dad?
Which is funny because your mom wanted you back so bad.
My mom loves me.
I know. Your mom loves me.
She inadvertently admitted that I'm her favorite child the other day.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, she was like, I was talking to your yaya, my dad's mom.
Mm-hmm.
She was like, you know, we're talking about how, like, the boys are, like, our favorites. But like then she tried to backtrack and I was like, you're not fucking backtracking. I've been trying to prove that for
years. But I love all my kids equally.
If we were a pie chart, me and my two sisters, or my sister and my brother's sister, whatever you want to call it, it would be like I would be like 51% and they can share the other 49%.
Well, which brings us to our last segment, John's mom's boobs.
Oh yeah.
Which has to be our last segment. Which I want to apologize to John's mom because she listened to our last podcast. And she's probably going to listen to this one. I saw her not too long ago and I ran. Pretty much I did. Because I made some comments that were not so appropriate.
Like about
with that being said, your tits are awesome. Boobs are awesome.
I might be paraphrasing here, but I'm pretty sure you said if you killed John's dad, she would totally go for you.
I said if I killed John's dad, I would be your new dad.
Okay.
I think is what I said.
Yeah.
So we are the Swear Jar Podcast. Thank you guys for listening. Like, subscribe, and leave us a comment below. even if it's a negative comment, we will tear you up on the next podcast. Have a good night, everyone.
Bye.
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 That was good.
All right, it's been brought to my attention after about 10 minutes of us finishing this podcast that we didn't mention cocaine at all, actually. That's a disgrace to all of us.
I was mad.
I didn't even realize we didn't talk about coke once. And so now we're going to all do lines of coke off John's mom's boobs, including John. And then we're going to go out and find some other chicks to do coke off of. You guys have a good night.
Well played.